Hey, how's it going everybody? It is Zach from ProClockers, and today we're going to be looking at the Tecware Haste XL Gaming Mousemat, the RGB version. So we're going to go ahead and get started with some specifications here. You'll find high density smooth fabric on top of the Haste XL Mousemat. This just means you won't find any problem gliding your mouse over the Mousemat, or it'll be sticky enough for your keyboard not to slide around, but enough for your mouse to be able to do the things you need to do in your first-person shooters and everything, all the games you're playing. The Mousemat features a non-slip rubber base, which just means it's like a shower mat. You don't want to be slipping around in the shower. You don't want your keyboard to be slipping around on your desk. So Tecware has made sure to make a non-slip rubber mat for the base of the Mousemat. So when you're doing that high-performance Fortnite gaming, I guess that's Warzone now. I don't know what people are playing as far as VRs. I'm playing Warzone. So when you have that high-octane gaming and you're flinging your mouse and you're slamming your keyboard all around, your Mousemat's going to stay there. It has an edge-stitched frame which keeps the RGB around the Mousemat intact. This is one of my least favorite parts of the Mousemat, just because it irritates my wrist a little bit when I'm gaming. I have been using this thing for quite a while, and anytime I sit down for maybe more than 2 hours or so playing games, I do notice a bit of a irritation happening on my wrist just because of the edged stitching. It's very small cloth and there's a lot of it, so it creates kind of like a scale texture in which you're rubbing against. I don't have a huge issue with skin problems or anything, but I did notice even me getting irritated by the edge stitch framing. So if you do know you have skin issues like that, of rubbing up against something and your skin getting irritated or something, I would definitely consider that when considering the Haste XL. One of my favorite things about the Haste XL is the water resistant surface. I accidentally tested this out without really knowing that the Mousemat had water resistance while I was making this review. I tend to keep cups around my PC, which is a bad habit, but you know, people make bad mistakes sometimes. I'm definitely not one of them. You definitely shouldn't keep drinks or anything around your PC setup. So I had a cup or something, and the condensation from it spilled water onto the Mousemat itself, and I went to grab a paper towel to wipe it up, and lo and behold, I was pushing the water off of the mousepad somewhere else instead of just picking it up with a paper towel. I was honestly just moving the water. This thing is incredibly water resistant. It makes me think of Rain-X on a windshield or something like that, where water just slides right off of it. As I mentioned before, with the edge stitched framing, there is RGB in this Mousemat. It is around the Mousemat itself, and it comes with a micro USB on the back top left of the Mousemat to plug into your PC. It comes with 10 different RGB lighting modes and colors, so you can cycle through those by pressing the button on the little module on the top left. And yeah, it's not too distracting, the RGB itself. I know some RGBs and keyboards and even in some other Mousemats can be very distracting, very bright. This one is more dim, and it doesn't take away from the experience. I definitely like RGBs that do that. So if you're in the market for a Mousemat with an RGB, if you can't get enough RGBs, this one's definitely a contender. They also have one without RGBs. I think it's a tad bit cheaper. Alright, so the use case for this is upgrading a PC or maybe a first PC build. I personally have used these small 6 inches by 6 inches mouse pads for my longest time, and even the game. I know that's a sin where most people come from, but I finally upgraded to a Mousemat a couple years ago, I think, and that one got really dirty, and it was definitely used when I got it, so I didn't do any favors for it. So when the Haste came in, I was very excited to try it out, and I think this is great for anybody first getting a PC setup. You're getting the RGB you're gonna want, and you're getting the Mousemat you're gonna want. You want a large playing space for your PC. You don't want it to be crowded, and I think this is a good like outline for, hey, this is where my keyboard and my mouse go. And this thing's huge. The XL, it's not just for the namesake. It's very large. Or if you're like me and you use, or if you're still using mouse pads, it's time to stop, first of all, and upgrade to a Mousemat. It's such a lifesaver. I was in desperate need of an upgrade, and I think if you're on the market for a Mousemat, the Haste XL is a great one to go with. If you're a fan of RGB and you can't get enough from your keyboard and mouse, this just adds to the flavor of it. I don't know what that means, the flavor, but we'll go with it. So yeah, if you're in the market for a mouse mat, I would recommend going with the Haste XL from Tecware. If you want to see the written review for the Haste XL, make sure to check out proclockers.com. I go into a little bit more detail there, and if you want to stay tuned for more reviews to Proclockers, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave a comment. I'll be responding to some comments probably. So I'll see you guys in the next